All right, I'm just going to come out and say it. If you are someone that's out there watching a show like Love Island USA, you are dumb. And so, with that being said, my name is Dummy and I am the host of Unshut. I am so obsessed with this show. And I hate to admit that every week I lose a few brain cells watching it, but you know what? I am hooked and I am not ashamed to admit it. So, for today's weekly quickie, we are going to talk just a little bit about Love Island. I don't have a lot of time. And as you know, Thursday's episodes are quick. And I want to start off by talking about some of my first impressions with this new season. The first one that comes to mind is the kissing is fucking wild. Now, maybe it's just something I didn't notice in all the previous seasons. I feel like the kissing is so unhinged, and let me share why. Do we know that this show is going to be a makeout sesh? Absolutely. It's the way so many of them go in to kiss with their tongue coming out of their mouth. That's fucking crazy to me. Has anyone else noticed that? I want to say in all the other seasons, I've never noticed this, but am I missing something here? Is this just something new? Do we lean into kisses with our tongue coming out of our mouth now? Is that a thing now? I'm 36 years old. Maybe I am just not on trend when it comes to how people are making out these days, but goddamn, this is crazy to me. The second impression I want to mention, because I haven't really seen anyone talk about it, and no, I'm not coming for anyone's look. I'm one to talk, but it's an observation that I want to point out because it's one that stood out to me, all right? And that is Ariana's wardrobe this season. I felt like last season she gave us fucking fashionista vibes. I felt like there were a lot of high fashion moments on the show with her as the host. This season, it's giving me trashy, tacky, not good. I don't fucking like it. And every time she comes in with a new hair, I'm like, girl, someone fucking hates you on the show. And I think she's a great host. I love her on the show, but I feel like comparing last season to this season, it's not my favorite. I'm not a big fan of it. But don't worry, we're not going to go down the rabbit hole on hating on someone like Ariana because I'm a big fan. But who I am not a big fan of that we have to talk about is Huda. And I want to go into this by saying if you didn't watch my Jennifer Lopez reaction video to the AMAs, then you don't know that I am not one to jump on a hate train just to jump on one, all right? I will always give credit where credit is due. And so I am not a big fan of jumping on these hate trains for no fucking reason. Like the whole Benson Boone thing. People are on this hate train for him for no reason. And honestly, I don't fall for that shit. I don't like it. But this is one I actually really fucking like because I agree with everything I am seeing online and I agree with everything that I am seeing with my own two eyes. And so to keep this brief and quick with you guys, I want to share my top 5 reasons why I am on the hate train for fucking Huda, all right? But before that, I do want to say this, stay at the end because I do have a question about this show that I haven't seen anyone bring up on TikTok. And trust me, my For You page, my algorithm on TikTok is all Love Island. So stay till the end so that I can ask a question and see if there's anyone out there that feels this way about it, okay? Now, we all know that producers are put on a show to instigate, to manipulate, to change narratives, to give us good reality television, right? Which is the irony of the word reality in reality television because it's not fucking real. Everything is scripted, everything comes with an agenda. However, something producers cannot script is someone's personality and how they react to the situations they put them in. So these are my top 5 reasons why I am just not a big fan. The first one, and I think this is one that we could just not talk about, right? It's her fucking baby secret. This drives me nuts. I feel like she comes out with this secret as if she's fucking coming out as bisexual, lesbian, transsexual. I don't know what the fuck the big secret is, but the way she hypes up these announcements drive me fucking nuts. The idea that someone is well aware that they are reeling someone in before dropping a bomb, like being a mom to someone, is so manipulative to me. And if you do not agree with that, then you're just as fucking toxic as Huda. I don't see what the big deal is. I feel like if I were a straight man going out on a date with a woman, I would want to know if she came with baggage. And now I know that sounds negative, like kids aren't baggage, right? They fucking are. I don't care what you have to say. Kids are baggages. You're raising an entire fucking human being. You're raising another life. And so the thought that you are aware that you're keeping it a secret in hopes that someone can be emotionally attached to you before you tell them is manipulation and is extremely toxic. Any thoughts on that? And that brings me to number 2 on my list. Leaving your kid at home to come on a TV show to act this way is fucking insane to me. And yes, I am going to be that Judge Judy that is judging her for being a mother. Leaving your kid at home to go on a dating show is extremely wrong, in my opinion, especially a show like Love Island. Come on. I mean, do we really think these people are coming onto this show to look for love? No, they're coming for exposure. They're coming for publicity. It's a television show. You are really not taking your love life that serious if you're going on a show like Love Island. I'm sorry, fucking fight me about it. It's not true. They all know what they're getting themselves into. And I have this to say about almost every other dating television show out there. I think we all know that coming on to these shows is for pure exposure and entertainment. So it's exactly why I am going to judge someone who leaves their kid at home to come on a show like this and claim that they're looking for love and also act this way on camera. Fucking crazy. And if you're watching this as a parent saying, well, you're not a parent and parents can still date, shut the fuck up. Don't be that person. Your kids should come first. And if you think there is an argument to that, then you are a problem. But I am truly curious, if you are a parent, would you leave your 5-year-old kid at home to go on a dating show like this? Clearly, I'm going to judge you based on your answer, but I'm just curious, why would you do that? Why would you leave your kid to go on a show and act like this? Now, if you're going to go and win some money and do some competition shit because you want to better your life, I have a little bit more respect for that. But to come on a show that's overly sexualized, that's full of fucking immature people that are just on there to make out, have sex, and that be on the internet and on TV forever, and also behave this way because you don't have your fucking act together, that's the crazy part. That's the part that I'm going to judge. Number 3, her crash outs and the way that she yells is so incredibly inappropriate to me, and this is why. If the roles were reversed and a man had a crash out like this and would call her a pussy, a bitch, and all these names, people would have a different opinion about it. People would probably step in and be like, well, don't talk to a woman this way. But I think that this is part of the issue. If the roles were reversed, he would be perceived as this like, oh my gosh, he could be potentially abusive. He has a temper, all these things. And this double standard that we allow a woman to speak to a man this way and no one says anything about it is so crazy to me. I was definitely disappointed that no one had anything to say about that. Yes, the girls were trying to calm her down, but no one said anything about it. But I guarantee you, again, if the roles were reversed, everyone would be pulling him, telling him, nah, don't talk to a woman like that. You don't do that. That's crazy. We have got to stop that double standard. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck if you have a vagina or a penis. If you come at me, I'm not letting you talk to me that way. I do not like when women think that because they are women, they can get away with talking to anyone without having any consequences, or like people can't react themselves. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm out there trying to pick fights with women, right? That's definitely not what I'm saying. And of course, I am not condoning men hitting women or men fighting women. That's definitely not what I am saying. But what I am saying is that in a lot of situations, when a woman instigates, the man is expected to not do anything. But if the roles are reversed, the women start to hit, the women start to fight back. And that I don't agree with. If you're going to approach someone, you better be prepared for someone to eventually match that fucking energy. Number 4, the nosy neighbor energy this girl gives me is so cringy. Hiding in the back listening. The way she got comfortable on the stairs, leaning on the side, getting a little bit closer, it is so cringy to me. And since I'm keeping things 100%, I can totally relate because I'm a nosy bitch too. So I definitely would have been like, what are they talking about? And I would have taken my shoes off and gotten comfortable too. So I'm definitely not going to be too Judge Judy about that because I can totally relate. And that's definitely a toxic trait of mine. I have severe FOMO. I admit it, but I thought that this was so cringy because she also did it during that whole kissing episode where she was like fucking breaking her back to see, but yet she could make out with someone else. She is cringy to me for that because she is hella nosy neighbor vibes. Number 5, waking someone up to join your pity party. If you fuck with my sleep, we've got a bigger problem. Huda waking someone up to be like, they went on this date totally gave me the ick. And I think at this point, it's just safe to say that everything she does annoys the fuck out of me. And I can't wait for this season to be over and see what she has to say about this. Like the whole finish your food, you're a fucking man. What the fuck? Everything she does drives me nuts because again, producers can only manipulate and instigate so much. This is who she is. And I'm usually not one to judge someone going onto a reality TV show because I know they have to play a part, but am I the only one that feels like this is not her playing a part? This is just truly who she is. All I know is that again, it's for us to watch and for us to have opinions about. And those were my 5 reasons why I am jumping on that hate train for this girl who I find so extremely annoying. Thoughts on my top 5 reasons? Were any of you guys thinking this could have been a 10 reason why we don't like her? Drop them in the comments, slide into my DMs, let me know. But the last thing I want to say about this season so far that is something that surprisingly has not come on my For You page. Am I the only one that's watching Austin on the show thinking, where are the leaked videos of him being a fucking power bottom behind closed doors because I just know this man is either bisexual or hiding his sexuality, and no one's talked about that. And obviously, like, I'm not going to sit here and encourage anyone to out anyone. Everyone has their own fucking journey. And look, now I'm trying to like retract what I'm saying because I'm so afraid of what anyone's going to say and how this could be problematic. And this is just the times we live in. However, I'm just being honest. There is something hella fruity about this man, and I'm not here to judge it, but I'm just so shocked at how no one is saying anything about it. I will also say this, he is definitely someone that's growing on me. If you haven't seen any of his TikToks now that they're surfacing on the internet since he went on the show, he is such a goofy person, and I'm actually a really big fan of his personality. I just wish we were getting some of that on the show. Thoughts on that? Is he a little spicy for some of you guys? I want to know, what are your thoughts on that? And lastly, thank you so much for tuning in for today's weekly quickie. See you next week.